All right, so real quick, man, I just want to talk about Ephesians 6 and just putting on the full armor of God. And real quick, I'm just going to read Ephesians 6:10 through 20. Then I'm going to share a couple things with you that can help you be fully equipped with the armor of God. It says, finally, be strong in the Lord and his great power, with the full armor of God. Wear God's armor so that you can fight against the devil's evil tricks. Our fight is not against people on earth. We're fighting against the rulers and authorities and the powers of this world's darkness. We're fighting against the spiritual powers of evil in the heavenly world. That's why you need to get God's full armor. Then on the day of evil, you'll be able to stand strong. And when you have finished the whole fight, you will still be standing. So stand strong with the belt of truth tied around your waist, and on your chest with the protection of right living, and on your feet with the good news of peace to help you stand strong. And also use the shield of faith. With that, you can stop all the burning arrows of the evil one. Accept God's salvation to be your helmet, and take the sword of the Spirit. That sword is the teaching of God. Pray in the Spirit at all times. Pray with all kinds of prayers and ask for everything you need. To do this, you must always be ready. Never give up. Always pray for God's people. Also pray for me. Pray that when I speak, God will give me words so that I can tell the secret truth of the good news without fear. I have the work of speaking that good news. I am doing that now here in prison. Pray that when I preach the good news, I will speak without fear as I should. So, what is the truth? What is the belt of truth? So the truth is God. And it says God demonstrates that he is the truth in the faithfulness and dependability of his words and actions. This is from Numbers 23. It says, God is not a man, so he does not lie. He's not human, so he does not change his mind. Understand, God is the same all the time, y'all. He never changes. Everything God says, everything God does is right. No matter how much we think it doesn't make sense or how confusing it may seem for us, we trust God because he is the truth. So, next, it says living right. This is our protection of right living, and that is the chest. That's what we put on our chest. And it says we pursue holiness instead of sinfulness. This is how we live right. We pursue holiness instead of sinfulness. We desire God to transform our minds and conform us in the image of his son. We don't live for our fleshly desires, but we live for God. How do we know we are living right? By our actions and words. We reflect Christ. God produces fruit in our lives that reflect his character. So always remember that, y'all. When we put on our protection of right living, we reflect Christ. The fruit that we produce in our lives is a symbol of, just how we're living, and that is a reflection of God's character. So next is the good news of peace, and this is what we put on our feet for our armor. It says, God is peace, understand that. And the closer we are to him, the more of his peace we can experience and enjoy. So understand, when we put on our shoes, when we put on our shoes, this peace that we put on comes from God. Peace comes from God. And the closer we become to God, the more of his peace we can enjoy and experience. So next, we put on our shield of faith. This is our shield. Faith is our shield. And it says, faith means being sure of the things we hope for. And faith means knowing that something is real, even if we don't see it. That's Hebrews 11:1. And then it says, it is by faith we understand that the whole world was made by God's command. This means that what we see was made by something that cannot be seen. And we know we cannot see God. But by faith, we believe in everything that he says. We believe in everything that he does, and we trust in him to fulfill and just his word and promises. We trust in his word, his promises to lead us and to guide us into all things that he promised us. And then lastly is Hebrews 11:6. It says, without faith, no one can please God. So we have to have faith to please God. It says anyone who comes to God must believe that he is real and that he rewards those who truly want to find him. I'll say that again. Anyone who comes to God must believe that he is real and that he rewards those who truly want to find him. So like I said before, even though we can't see God, we just have to have the faith to believe that there is a God. That there is a God who loves us, that there is a God who cares for us. that there is a God who truly wants to see us be delivered and saved from things of the world. But you have to have the faith. And like it says, faith is believing and not seeing. You know, even though we don't see it in our actual sight, you know, we believe everything that God is about and that He stands for. And then next is salvation, and that is our helmet. And we know salvation is just deliverance from danger, our suffering, and our suffering. And we also understand that salvation is something that we only can get from God. You know, we hear people say all the time, the Lord is my light and salvation. And that is true. You know, the Lord can only deliver us from danger or things that we suffer. You know, deliverance is salvation. Salvation is deliverance, and deliverance comes from God. And then lastly is the Spirit. And this is the teaching of God. This is our sword. And basically, we have to understand the Holy Spirit is in us already, y'all. You know, we have received the Holy Spirit from God, and understand that the Holy Spirit is our helper. So whatever we may be going through in life, the Holy Spirit is there to guide us and lead us and help us and protect us. So those are the things that make up the full armor of God. Remember, you have your belt of truth. You have your protection of right living, which is the chest. You have your good news of peace, which is your shoes. You have your shield of faith. You have salvation, which is the helmet. And you have the Spirit, which is the teaching of God, which is the sword, y'all. So I hope today that this video has helped you understand, you know, what the armor of God should look like, the things we should have equipped, so that we can be prepared for the evil attacks of the enemy and be able to stand strong when those times come. But I love y'all. I thank y'all, and y'all have a blessed day.